Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover. A man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet, but man, this one has started off wild and crazy early, as we've got a jet ski that is flipped in the inlet, and this crew struggled for a while to try and get it turned back over, and were unsuccessful, unfortunately, in doing so, and now they've got a battle to try and see what they can do with the ski. You can see we got one person here that's struggling even just to get back off the ski. They're on the bow and just jumps for it. They were that done with this situation. She climbed onto the bow of the ski and just jumped into the police boat like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I'm good. Let me get the heck out of here. And the officer's trying to talk to him now. And finally, the jet ski was able to go over and pick the third person up out of the water. You can tell they're wearing a different life jacket than the girl who jumped into the police boat. But again, the struggles continue. They both wind up on the ski in a funky spot, and they wind up flipping the ski, and now we've got both skis flipped over here at the mouth of Haulover. The officer is doing everything he can to try and talk this crew through how to get the ski back right side up, but the crew is absolutely struggling. The officer winds up flagging down another Good Samaritan vessel, as we'll see here in a few moments, to come over and try and assist him with getting this crew out of the water. And we wind up with a second swimmer who decides they've had enough of this situation, and instead of trying to get back on the ski anymore, they are swimming to the Good Samaritan vessel and like, bro, I'm done. Get me out of the water. I don't want anything to do with this anymore. And they are just kind of giving up. And I mean, they've been at it for quite some time. We're really shortening this video down. This whole incident really takes place over about 20 minutes. So at this point, this crew really is exhausted. Finally, they do get the ski up and going. One of the people starts bringing the ski back into the inlet, and all of a sudden, over from the beach, they get flagged down by their friends saying, hey, bring this ski over here, because right now they've still got an abandoned ski sitting out there in the middle of the ocean, and these two are like, bring the ski over here and we'll go get the other ski. Now, there is one little caveat when I look at this. So my first impression when I saw this happening was, okay, these two people who are requesting this ski to go get the other one, they know what they're doing. Like, they have to, right? Like, you wouldn't put yourself in a bad spot if you didn't know how to go out there, ride the ski, and you're like, okay, I can take control of this situation and make it work. But then all of a sudden, I see this whole approach, the way it's approached right here, just trying to get the ski, and I'm like, yeah, nope, they don't have a freaking clue. Because the reality is, you probably should have just jumped in the water and swam to the ski. Instead, now the ski is on the rocks, and you can just tell that this is going to turn into even more of a mess than it already was. At this point in time, call a tow company, have them go out there and tow the ski in, pay the couple $100 or whatever it's going to cost for them to do it, and call it a day and be done. But we see this crew here, they're trying to load on the ski while it's on the rocks. It's a ski that's barely rated for two people, and it's just a disaster. And right here we can tell they finally have the ski loaded, but they're trapped in the rocks. Again, with the extra weight of two people on, making it more difficult to try and get this thing out. Obviously, it's going to float the best with nobody on it. So if you remove the weight, you would have an easier time getting it out off the rocks. And then once again, you could get on the other side of the rocks. But no, we're just going to make this the most difficult possible way we can, which tells me that they're not going to have a whole lot of success getting out here, probably trying to rescue the ski either. So here we are. And this is the part where I initially thought, when I saw them calling the girl over to the inlet, I'm like, they've got to know what they're doing. In order for them to decide they're going to go out here and try and flip the ski back over and rescue the ski, in my mind would tell me, okay, like, they've got a plan, they know what's up. And then we see this. And it is more of a disaster than what we saw the first time we saw people trying to flip a ski over. As there was they wouldn't even get in the water to attempt to flip the other ski. They were trying to stay on the original ski. And now both skis again, upside down in the water, with two people bobbing on it. And one of them gets flipped over pretty easily. And they are struggling still to get this second one flipped back upright. And it just keeps rolling on them every time they try and do it. It must have taken on water by now. So, after several minutes again of this crew battling and battling to get this ski flipped over, they really haven't gotten anywhere. And our guy's going to try and side load, and back in the water, everybody goes, this is just a big mess. Now, after several minutes of attempting this, it's finally getting to a point where everybody in the situation is kind of done with it, and even the crew that's out here trying to flip these skis over is absolutely struggling still, and finally, the officer puts an end to it. He's just like, I've seen enough, I don't care what you're doing, come get on the boat, let's get out of here, you guys obviously don't have this. Which is the right call by the officers. At this point in time, this crew is doing nothing but struggling, and as you can tell, that so exhausted he can't even barely get into the boat, even with the help of an officer, let alone try and flip a ski. I mean, they've had enough of it so much at this point in time. The other ski was back upright, and the officer stops and is like, no, like, get on the boat. They want to bring the ski in, and he's like, we're done. Get in the boat, we're calling it a day. And again, just the right call. He already knows them trying to take this ski back into the inlet. It's just going to be another rescue situation they're going to have to deal with later. So the officer winds up towing this vessel in kindly for this crew and bringing them back to the dock, and there was already a towboat out there that could have assisted them at any point in time had the people permitted them to do so. And Haulover winds up taking the win in this episode. Thanks for watching. I know it wasn't a traditional BVH, but we hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens in the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.